distance. I think you have to be in the middle so that I can look at you straight in the eye. And then we will have a very exciting conversation here. And Ram, it is now Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the former vice president, the former flag bearer of the NPP or Prempe Assembly. And Prempe. Kofi. Hey, Kofi. Kofi na we ha na sister ni bisam se udine Tonto na Tonto. Yeah.
So doc, sa na o kan dia. Say we a doc. Na no me hu PhD. Hey, na abrantia na che say we shoe ayi o sneakers a wo hye ne ade na hey. Papa yi che say.
Man, they go via no. No,
I think you've lived a very good life.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, me nyini wo Kumasi. I was very young. It means that me free Ghana at the age of 14.
Yeah.
But even that time,
yeah.
Me nyini me free be 8, 9, 10 muho bani nyina na me te Kwame Adinkra.
Yeah.
This is in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
But na me nim nipa kro. And I said, me de kwa bruche, me wo nyina ubeti radio, Kwame Adinkra. And I think you've carried yourself well.
Thank you.
For all these years. But what's even more shocking, and they say, yeah, Mranti cry, you see a J school, the masters. Sahana a PhD. So in Cranchester, say, me Kofi-Addo say Kofi Koyelo, so me the book on my can be maybe. But it becomes even more inspiring when a champagne for say, you don't give up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't give up. Enti nyame shira no onyo kese.
Amen.
Asante mamu de
amen.
Ye kan won mo manya impact on this society. Me ni say betimi atro asante man history, especially media and voice.
Yeah.
Onina na Hayford.
Yeah, sister Nana.
Ba could be no o tech. Enye na Hayford. Subontin also your bar with making your bar.
Abra. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
You know.
At the Tech FM.
Yes. And but I think, Bra Kwame.
Yeah.
There's a book project. Now Ebia Utunidin, the voice of Kumasi.
Let me write
or the voices of Kumasi.
Yeah.
And then narrate the history of radio and media in Kumasi.
Yeah.
And talk about all the people Mama and Ne Radio. Abe Radio.
Yeah.
The title should be The Voices of Kumasi. It should be a book you should write.
Okay.
Narrating the journey of Kumasi media.
Okay.
The voices that became. And then you talk about Nana Hayford, Abrewa Nana, Subontin, Papaya Oyesposi, or Kesbin, Joe Laka, Samtama.
Yeah.
There has to be a book that narrates all of them.
All right.
And culminates into the journey that Kumasi media has become. But I think it's a book.
No, make sure.
Yes.
Yes. The voices of Kumasi.
Yes.
The narratives of Kumasi radio presenters.
Yes. So
okay.
And so that another 100 years from now, that history will be told.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That history will be told. Now me who say your papa ya sapon free.
Oh.
But has anybody written a book on the musicians that emerged from Kumasi?
No.
Obi to say Esther Smith.
Yeah.
Uti the last name now Ebia onye Asante Nimpo. But
no, he lived here. Yeah.
Yes.
Esther Smith was born here. He lived here all her life. Yeah.
So the journey of Esther Smith, Sapon, Matiwa,
Esther
Nyamiche, all of these people who has done a book. Yes.
This one. Yeah, he needs Hanamafo. Yeah. It was interesting. Very.
Oh, and these are the mistakes.
Mama Esther.
Yes. And you see, Ubuku ya Uchuri.
Yeah.
As a Kumasi mayor, taking interest in it. And fund it.
Yeah.
And other corporate bodies fund it wo de no na ye pe obi ono so be musicians de ye pe obi obey sports de ye pe obi obey movie ajako Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Any or more maka.
The story of Kumawood.
Yes, the story of Kumawood.
Yeah.
And you do a story with their faces, big faces, so it doesn't have to be too much of text.
Yeah.
You can have maybe
Victoria,
the first 15 pages narrating the history.
Yeah.
Then the last 100 pages capturing the faces.
Yeah. Brilliant. Good idea. Good idea. Yes, money, Dr. Bawumia. These are the kind of ideas.
Of course. We need the man of ideas. We spontaneous.
Yeah, exactly.
Spontaneous.
Yeah.
Because you are working with the man of ideas. It is ideas that build nations.
Okay. So only now I'm Papa say does it come? Yes, only Dr. Bawumia Edinkomo. Now after 5 minutes. One fashion and fairness we are dump. He's always ahead of you.
Yes.
Is it true?
It is more than true. Okay. For example, they say constituency based budget.
Okay.
It didn't just so true. An idea or no conceive. Okay. Me want to discuss it about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
A two abanu ye meneno fee ye didia now say I've been thinking about this idea. So before we can't no ada. I dream home. Or no more than 4 hours. That be 3-4 and no I be processes I say, yeah, Kofi, I've been thinking about this idea. Budget. How about we break it down and bring it to the constituency level? Yeah, because the problem is somebody sits in Accra and decides for all of the country.
Yeah.
And the people who can influence it, those who are close to that so-called finance minister. So how about we bring it down? And then every constituency, ahim for what constituency no, you for what constituency no, market women or afini beswa. They have their meeting and they decide say afia ye be remu and niema we here.
The people will decide for themselves.
People will decide
because the problems are be a war a large no. Yes, our problem there will be a swami.
Dabi.
Okay.
And I be a large for no. Omo here KVIPs first.
Yeah.
So who are buying why so basic KVIP mpa. Ebia ubedru alajo so in 3 years alajo for said that build only bibi sankaye we ni maya ebeboa yen sanitation ansa na ebia wa beye ye kwan kra den amai because ebia cholera high they will decide.
Okay
and he said abai no 100 million e na ukuta e na wocha wo de fa ye 500,000 ye den amai ya de be kwa akoye di hia na ya prioritize it. We understand development near faster.
Yeah.
And more satisfactory.
Yeah.
For the people. Because more so I mean interchange. Because it is part of a broader buying budget.
Yeah.
Until we in buy buying is scrambling.
Yeah.
But no disika for aba swami o banka wo ka kire obusa swami fo anko mo ka kire o say sa sika foforo na de ba swami no de fire interchange na mai
na tolls o safri
o de for now ye be solve nsuo problem ye betimi atoto bi they will decide.
Okay.
So to the be ye interchange near there am I so the people of Swami will be satisfied. Oh,
but Kofi, how about those who say Dr. Bawumia wasn't just a flip keke. He was the vice president. He was the leader of the economic team. And he now kasa to be a watch. So if he has all these ideas, then pana anti-man reflect in the overall economy, management of the economy, overall governance nankasa. Is it because he was working with maybe a master who will not listen and I say, dear, you know, say, ubet much driving, but I have to say, you are not the last person to take that responsibility or make that comment. So, sanity, and I say, saying Dr. Bawumia, you know, existing in just books. How about the practicality?
Okay. I'm sure on sa ringish ho. Chese waware.
Yeah.
Mehwe bra ba, you are the head of your family.
Yeah.
When you are sebe, oyire ne dawachi. Ba wo na wo anisuade hu ma abusua no.
Yeah.
Tina Bible say oyire ye oseso boafo.
Yeah.
Say anisuade hu na wo no. Oyire will influence it.
Okay.
With her ideas.
Okay.
With her suggestions. But ultimately, the abusua no be ba be ye. Eye wo bra kwame wani swade hu.
Yeah.
Sechina bibinti uni ho. Na oyire ne be head of the family. As much as oyire be try say bra kwame de na nka say ni say ubehu say oyire ani swade hu no e be different.
Yeah.
Oni ne dan pa ba ko.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Pure FM ha we. Eye obi ani swade hu no.
Yeah.
Oti ha say general manager mpo a. O boa sa opanyin no na ani swade hu no ama na bem.
Yeah.
Sechina ukubie wa radio station a. When this swade hu e be different.
Yeah.
The chira ne say Kristo bo ye nyina no obia wodi dua ne mo yana na asante hene bae ye hu ba bia wapeja asanteman akoduru efi say na nisuade hunu ne say obe position asanteman as a global pillar.
Yeah.
Enti wo hwe ni focus ni foreign trips ni niema wo ye nyina. You can see say papa no ne nisuade hunu ni nyame aye na dom abamu nso sa ene asanteman abeye a global pillar.
Yeah.
Yana no tumfo bi nso betimi aba daachi ono ne ba na nisuade hunu ni say bia I want to focus on Kumasi and Kumasi alone.
Yeah.
Ono nso nisuade hunu no enti yewra Akufo-Addo na nisuade hunu ene opone bi ede ma ye ya kan nyina se momwa me na mani suade hunu nya den emrem ye wura Bawumia ntimi mfa ono na ni suade hunu nkoye Akufo-Addo ani suade hunu.
Yeah.
Because Akufo-Addo e wo de opeso ya Ghana fo ni nchirima be kai ne se Akufo-Addo. Let's not forget that fact.
Yeah, me cause ne ye ne baby out here and ye ne honorable Akoto a free Akoto edi consultant now a minister,
a great minister.
Yeah. And then maybe san say there be a yehu campaign one in another and a tour.
Yeah.
Nti then agri planting for food and jobs I say emu ahoje and also nanado a president madam funo betma cast much now but ono na niso adi hunu ni ma niso adi hunu enye bako.
Yes.
Enti memi su say ye so agrika na ke betma boa nanado ebi ohunu sa ozo hunu say education is the key. Enti anum che say nanado otu anamom bia enye but ye na for there but obi a wona niso adi hunu
sa pepe.
Okay.
Enti say anti asie sa na abrabomu no kra we are not being fair. Obi timi ka say na we vice president debut but wo nipa na wo kasa no busa ho say wan kasa wo dada sitena mu no adwuma wo mu no adwenkyira wo kire no is it the final decision or it is the final decision of your boss? Now o boss o call meeting Pure FM o call mo general meeting o be kire wa adwen bo a mrantie oba ba yo afefefe a me beto no o be kire na adwen. But the final decision rests with the general manager ye de asudie na yeden ato ne so. Sechina yesisa general manager na wan hwe ameba na pure color na ye purple no na ye green.
It's possible
because be culture say ono ni interpretation no pure is green because eno ne free asase ye den eba ye green bibian kan no, until that is pure.
Yeah.
So we dria bibi kra na nwura na free green in its purest form.
Yeah.
It's yenye the green.
Yeah. You will assign reasons to it.
You will assign reasons to it. And the other na yera Mahmoud Bawumia de won timi won ani so ade ho.
Okay. Okay.
Ada na Bawumia de chinchina na ani so ade ho enye Akufo-Addo ani so ade ho.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's unfair. Adia ye obi kura timi ka say na ada na wo kan ye no one nyantum no one resign. How? Wadwuma wo timu no. Se da bia wo kwa adwuma na wo kire wadwen na wa resign anka wo se ne wa kwa adwuma wa ya adwuma be 100.
Yeah.
In fact, you will be a friend no collaborative spirit.
Yeah.
Team building spirit.
Yeah.
So we see team building and collaboration. You catch that was say, "I adwene to anya de obeka nyina na ebegye adi ana ebegye atum."
Yeah.
But who can so eye because eboa ma final decision no eye better.
Yeah.
Enti baby abeko bia wo be kire wadwen ya anya ntum no apake oni ma na wasore na akọ. What be that? Doesn't make sense. I said, any baby ascribe a burden be on Bawumia. Even in their own personal lives, they don't ascribe that burden to themselves. It's like telling your wife, say, or children adwene one yan tumu and then untino, or wife from packing in Yemen and no Kofi. What be that?
One in your with you.
One in your with you
and neighbor more me by why I'm busy.
I am busy into my packing in Yemen Kofi. I mean, it's so Bawumia there sometimes. Yeah, na some year my reho. Because it's like ya chichire papa ne nsa gunachi. And ye bro na sum ne bro ne yem.
But Kofi, how about those who also argue, say?
Yeah.
See, when it comes to digitalization,
yeah.
Obiat say Dr. Bawumia obey Oshimu Kanapa.
Yeah.
And then this adi who now say why a pie. And near yeka good for oil, good for Sana Manina. Utim say idea be or the buyer, a buyer must say it will stabilize the economy in us for. Sa ne manina or take credit. But near be a far a be economy hon near far forex hono and no be all distance no everywhere. And you know, people also accuse him say you can pick and choose. Say offer access now what your liability so at the account.
You see, Brakwame, again, a lot of people are unfair to Bawumia. Okay. Because my name se mekaya uba Bawumia media encounter nevi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kempinski, I love that.
Kempinski.
Yeah.
Question ya ubusami, obi busano. Emma Bawumia can say no ye part of cabinet.
Okay.
Enti ono no believe in collective responsibility.
Okay. Okay.
Bawumia answers our question way. But answers our question way. But e kamia ye say enipa mpese obetie asem a papa ne kan ye. Abawa bi ne ebusa no.
Yeah. Obusa
ne say Ubeye mampanyi abedi akire no. Edien pa na wo regret the most.
Okay, and Frema
of city, city.
Yeah, Frema.
Brakwame wadwen ye sharp. You have a very good retentive memory.
Thank you.
And the busa ask a question. And what can say? Adia or regret the most, and they say one for gold for oil no amantem.
Yeah.
One for gold to support the currency no amantem. Na o mine kwa hu hie mu a oda ho a o dwene no. Ena saa insusuye ne ye den ebae obi timi ka se na 8 years ni nyina ade na wanye good for oil why na ti na brabo mu a ideas a wo nyina ba adako I said de bia Bawumia nko ade ye de obramu susu dua foforo na susu no why Brakwame wo koye wo PhD da ben na ususu hu so be PhD 15 years ago and 20 years ago and I say abrabo mu akukuru ahwiesie no mu na ase da bi mame nkoya adi nka ho
esa wo ba hai
yes
o ba hai na nyama na discussion na buku asem nka ho ba obodru ho na no ana hu say no that's we be aba nti I say it me 200 more
yes
so that's how ideas
that's how life is.
Yeah.
Adana Bawumia nko ade adana wanwene ho enra adana adwene ho ene so he said it enti ho no kan say ono no or you part of a collective body
yeah
enti o take collective responsibility.
Yeah.
Enti onka say bibi papa koso a oka ho na bibi bone koso a onka na de koso nyina wagitum. That was number 2. Second time kwa no okasa.
Yeah.
The first time I oka collective responsibility once February 7th 2024 UPSC. Emra o man the first speech.
Yeah.
He spent so much time eulogizing Akufo-Addo's credentials. Owie no wagitu mu se niema we ni de anko yie. Nyina wakan. Na Akufo Bawumia samo oka to so miensa ne se a nipa bebre mpese omo beti ase. Bra kwa me wotie. Mu wo company goals.
Yeah.
Company we am why. Mu overall goals. Am pese mo achieve. And now wo bra kwa me wo show we your morning show yi. Won so wo goals.
Yeah.
Anameboa.
Exactly.
So in every entity there can be the collective and then the individual, but ultimately ni nyina be supported the collective.
Yeah.
Enti company we beka say your goal ne say ye pese be the leading morning show in Kumasi. But wo bra kwa me beka say see ye be that leading morning show now me pese minya 1 million listenership every morning.
Yeah.
To go and support that collective goal.
Yeah.
It is a who achieve who collective goal now. It means that won't support to the who individual goal now. Does that mean say won't support the collective
overall goal? Yeah.
Oh, sometimes me busam who say ada na say nipa yanka say dada sitina mu no. De ye no. Yan pese e beji atum say Bawumia so etimi apply to him. Bawumia say mo kan say Akufo-Addo ba ye no. No won ani so ade hunu kese. Ba ye won niema ba ku mienu miensa bi a ono nso ye de boa Akufo-Addo ani so ade hunu no. Sa niema no eye aduasa miensa. Wankasa de Akufo-Addo be ye nyina no. Ye papa nyina no me na me ye. Bawumia has never said that.
Okay.
Bawumia say mo kan say Akufo-Addo ani so ade hunu no. Our pese Ghana be education center. Ghana be a nation that is structured properly no. Anye me so menye ade baako mienu miensa emfa moasa ni so ade hunu.
Yeah.
Me hwe se Ghana card akofo sha ase a ene ne eja to china ne eja to this time sa de ne ebewie. Me pacho emu da ho no afa no aye. Me hwe se ya maame no mu a omo won krase a yare ne ade atimi ha omo a yehia emergency health care. Yentimi nya hospital wo ba bia de but impremprende ne betimi ayade aboa healthcare improvement ne aye eno no kire say Bawumia age credit nyina adai
now Kofi ade ba ko a me bisa obi a won so won nam bia mo nam eya na amanfo susu say papa no ebia ono so on kana sem ye anase okasam na amanfo antiase ye because unze so uni obi CBS say uni class 1 ye din koma ebe o language ese estimesa because o pasa o kire adedemu e was sa level na ebe dem pass the pana ebe tiase. Do you see that the man is filled with ideas that will benefit Ghana? Maybe an amanfo ne nyante that's ye.
You see back when me you are a communicator par excellence. But you are debi wo ha obe pese oni asanteman be kan obe kan and penetrate that.
Yeah, it's true. It happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Obe kan and penetrate. That could be that demo obe hu an say asemo a wakan be 3 years and penetrating. All of a sudden now you for be your home program now be popular.
Yeah.
Sane wi asete. E toda bi a Kristo de usie na unsie ye mu no e kamempo yese wani swade hu nyina ye kesene e wi asente wase be mra Kristo be bie wo han no e be ye nwanwa se ne wi ase bete wase.
Yeah.
Bawumia finds himself in that conundrum because sikasemu ahochiraba ahochira na e ba ye no ebe san ye ebe to ye nkwan mu ene bubu ya pre enti no wosu yesi obi a unim sikasem mu nim dia aden na went me amwa ya chiremu achiremu Ghana for say entiase nano Star FM Star Oil CEO obeka asem you say COVID ne buy no e affect petrol prices. Star Oil CEO Tieku, very nice light skinned man be. Now one abino workers abino officials ni bienya banta kakra on petrol prices. So Tieku said that. But I say we debated in this country for so many years. Bibi amusi Ukraine. But I say Tieku now OMC expert no wabeka. So ampa Ukraine war affected petrol prices.
Yeah.
Me say nyame beka Bawumia se mama no. Na mre ne beso no. Nyame be yi Ghana fo asum asem ni nyina beko. Ama Ghana fo ate ase.
Do you believe?
Yeah.
So one na me. Utimus papa yin. Ebi a MP before. You have not been fair to papa no. Since we hear nema why now when nema ewuna ne susu awo a obetimi apeja ebi a Ghana asi baby no nka we po there ke hu nya say party na ne pese to enrich democracy nka we say nka obika okọ onopus.
You see the thing is say na medical can remember another example gold for oil and some about question so yeah, be election me no tena ha 1-on-1.
Yeah, good for yeah.
Emma me chire mu say ade a Ghana Bawumia ya anka the most powerful thing I see nyina ka ho asem good for oil and the gold that they tie isika nachi. Every station here me chire mu enra ba bia. 1 year later and then Ghana for an eka gold ho asem.
Yeah.
Saboa isikasem.
Yeah.
But you know NDC for created the impression say omo de buy. But onim bibi apart from say omo created that impression say at least Joy FM abeye story say there be gold that dey fasikasem ho dey Bawumia idea.
Yeah.
IMF aka Bank of Ghana ka emre no bedru obi abeka. But let me come to your question of fairness or not. You see, any party for na enye fair to Ira Mahmoud Bawumia. Esi ahene ne etu ahene de party mrano ehye omo keten say omo beto aba weekend ni eye nipa ni bia omo petumi no na metimi aka say they have been unfair to Bawumia.
Okay.
Because me Kofi Tonto kra mete ya me ya abofra afi na me fi free sin e party nchichiri mu no se me wonim de wonte ase woni ma bia I expect say obi ti say adutwum obenim. I expect so be to say Kennedy obenim.
Yeah.
I expect so be to say Brian obenim. I expect say every leader at that caliber obenim. Adentina make us 2016 and ye kotoaba. Ghana for na di to me my. Ye defeated Yera Mahama by 1 million votes. Members of Parliament. Ye nya 169 seats. 4 years later. Yaye free SHS, free water, free electricity. Yaye bibia Akufo-Addo abaso. Ye kwato abano. 500,000 votes difference ni nyaye. From 1 million no. Next what tiaba 500. Members of Parliament from 169 next what tiaba 137. It took Formena Esiama. And the beka huma yenya 138 majority. In fact, Speaker of Parliament the crowd here eshreyen. Ani esuma ye ro safoma for say onko ye hwehwemu. Adenti. Ana de ya ye nyina no. Ye vote so hwan sa. Nanka ye lusu Parliament. Ye ro safoma for buy no. Ana wasi de edikan. Esi ahene ne etu ahene a omo na bre omo moja ni ye campaign ma ye de tumi ne ma ye no. Ya ntwa ye ni ankɔhwɛ wo mo. Yeni o man ni ye de atoso mienu baabi a yenya ye vote free ye dodo na ate sa asante mantem ye ntwa ye ni ankɔhwɛ asante mantem eniema na omu hia se ye be ya ma omu no 5 interchanges a ye promise omu no ye ntimi and deliver ana ye ntimi po ansha se ama omu anya mugidie se ye de etoso miensa o se wonom a opone wotumi ni bi de ma wo mo no ebi mo aya homaso ebi mo amema o ma batiri so omo niam omo ye no ema Ghanafo enya abufu de etoso nan won hihye ni bi a wo ye no in fact ano de otudin was a banking sector clean up bibia kire se eye research abanyina kire se eye adepa na yesa wo ye de gi oman ni sika se mesi ho to protect 4 million depositors nansu munchire mu a maye nti Ghanafo anya mu nti ase na Ghanafo dodo na free say o say banks ugu banks de tosunu wase wo party for ekwan a wadwuma wo ye nyina na esa nkomo bohu dawro no o man timi a mohu dawro yi ana ye ro safo mafo e de recommendations e tato e no de man
e bia no e kaza
2028 ya 24 ya to aba no wie ne soma ye wura Michael Kwe so no nso nkoye hwehwemu ba kwa me hunim the first na okwe hu ye no na nka obeka no the first na Michael Kwe hu ye ne say afutu a osafo mafo brain moja ni ne committee e de man ye no yamfa mu ba akokora anya adwuma ntu person ka kire me say Brian Champion wonim za de we Kennedy Japan wonim za de we aduchu wonim za de we na sumu nyina musa enim sa de we nyina sa dan mani ka se Ghanafo anto aba maye because Bawumia ye nkremoni da bi o party for na no mu pe position ama o ma obi o pe immigration obi o pe police na party ni bia kwa no se mebo am anya police achi se o ma me 20,000
ta de no kro
esi ye anya a party position but nipa bi wo ho na mo wo access a obabua ni nua na o se ma misikansa school placement aba yamwa o frɛ nipa no kra onfa na party for ehun ha omo tete omo asante mantam ya na ye hye omo boss ye be 5 interchanges ya ntimi anya no bone so me nka sɛ Akufo-Addo ye nipa bone ni o onwe na ebetu ye kwan mu no na ano ohye ba no kwasem no so sɛ ye ntimi anye na anu Akufo-Addo no ankasa no num wo sɛ esumwa edru me pa my darkest day in my presidency was the day I touched pensioners money. Akufo-Addo ko Nigeria and I know address the people. Was my darkest day? Was I die esum drew me me tina makonwam say esum drew me eya da me de me nsaka pensioners efosika was nanso na yesa meye if you say baby na oman na drew no say manya me ntime nyi oman ni sikasam ensi when I could read Bank of Ghana and Finance Ministry annual financial reporter omo kire say that DDEP na ye no ene na gi oman Ghana sikasi ho a ene ye debt to GDP ehwan aba 50%. But na say Akufo-Addo ye but bra kwame se obi ye MPP ni now do nsa koka ni sika na wan koto aba enkremoni a obi ye ntra ceremony will be intra. The unfairness is that ye nim no kreno na yenka. Ye nim se ani asi ahenefo ani ni ye ne yenka. Ye nim se sikasem a ho kire ba ye ba Ghanafo bufu ye na yenka. Ye nim se Ghanafo a moto aba ma ye no ye bi nso nya ni nyina no mani gi ho na yenka. Ne de kwhye obi som. Ne de kwhye ba bi obi free. It is unfair.
Now, say MPP4 Etroaba Edema Dr. Bawumia.
Yeah.
What will be the message? What has changed? Yamfan say Obia one Troaba Emma MPP, not Bawumia. One Troaba Emma MPP 2024. 2028. What will change? What will motivate the person?
Because what will motivate the person is that you see Papa bi kan sem bi kire me. O se Kofi. Enye se DDEP no na menti ase o. Ba kwan a mo fa so ye no. Edi kan mo se ensi.
Okay.
E kire mo se ebesi. Yen ya eye mi sika me makotena brochire 27 years. I am 70 years old. And I'm Ghana and I'm debt. Bonds, sorry. But metiasia say investment there, you can lose, you can win again. But a kwanya mufa sumpo ni ye kasa ye chiri mu no. Yeah, confidence in what you say. But can no craning tem kachire say, look, Ghana, you see kasem books ni nyina ni. Ohawo emu ni ye besre. Si anye se ya anka yenye gidie. But finance minister say enye yes no haircut. But you ya say enye haircut mpo ye twa ye free so. Adenti na me kasa. Say ye tie ho ase na ya nkasa ye jai animtie bu a ye bu Ghana fo ene kasa fon sabi kasa fi a ye kasa Ghana fo mpenkremufo asemunti ena o man koto aba na ye jai sa isabi disrespect no na ye gitum se Ghana fo ye bi ye ntimi anye ni nyina ye mfum so no ya gi atum yesre se mo manya konya foforo a enhihye we ni nhihye we a me gidi se Ghana fo benya gidi we mu ba se wanya sa akoma pa no ene kasa pa no ene nuhu na ada na Ghana ni nya gidi we mu. So it's not just about the new ideas, it is about your conviction and your decision to repair and heal the wounds of the Ghanaian.
But Kofi, how about those who also argue, say, our conversation about tribalism, about religious issues, more of
course. Of course. Bakwame, now 2023, Assembly, yeah, koto abano, and Uncle bi gina simpi so say me ento ma Bawumia no yesremuni. Ne koto 2024 ne ya wene dia say ada na sremfo anto ama. Na why to wasum wu ka kire sremuni say on sem fata so obey mampanyi. Un ka kire nkramuni say ma wu sem fata so obey mampanyi enti ma MPP fo anto ma. Na koto 2024 na sremfo anto ama. Na nkramofo anto ama wa. Now we say blame nkramofo no. So the point I'm making is it's a conundrum. Just say you don't disrespect people and expect those people to come and vote for you.
Okay.
Asante man tem ho ayati. Ya ni sirimfo ne nkramufo tena ha over 100 years ni.
About 100 years.
Over. In fact, Asante man ye history. Ye nuanum sirimfo ka ho.
Yeah.
Emra na ye kwa akon agi Asante man ye si ho no. Ye nuanum sirimfo be boy. Oba Asante man tem ho, there are two installations eda yakoma so pa. Number 1, Menshia.
Yeah.
Number 2, your airport.
Yeah.
These are the two security installations eda yakoma so pa. Ba onu momo matwa sa two security installations in Honshia.
Yeah.
Nkramofo. Oko Menshia Alaba. Nkramofo. Oko ye airport Abo. Sewaba. Nkramofo.
Yarawa.
So the children say Asante for crack say ye wo gidie wo ye nuanum nkramofo mu. Efi sanke ni gidie anke be ma matena close to such security installations. But money atena for over 100 years. There be obra kwa me wo sorry anopa ukodi amalia wache no.
Me ka say oye.
Ohon wa musa amalia say ofri wale. Ana ukodi amalia ayi haji ade ehu no. Wa ande wan kai. Na bra kwa me de udi akọ umu. De udi akọ umu ebetimi akun no. Ene de akotwa kontomo a. Ukoduru amalia ho no busansa amalia kahuro no mepede emre. Mepede emre. Sanke betimi akun. Sa amalia bekun ara ne wanfa waache na nkun.
Yeah.
De udi akọ yemu mpo no. Unya gidi wa amalia mu. Na omaya ye chichire.
So, Kofi, what ambush?
Yes.
So here the style of Dr. Bawumia.
Yeah.
Now share Nususia Owa. Officer Emrea Ewing, Emra, Sesagana for a Janya Gidi Strongho, Odimu.
And no a year tremumpo. And no name me fear. You see, I'm my example back. America is a consumer society. America thrives on consumerism. say nipa to akande de aye no ho or to aduane adi or to mpaboa or to car. The American society thrives on the fact that people can buy 10 cars even if they don't need it.
Yeah.
People can buy 100 shoes even if they don't need it. But they must have the ability to purchase. Do you know why? It is because if you can purchase and purchase and purchase, then we can produce and produce and produce. If we can produce and produce and produce, then we can give jobs and jobs and jobs.
Yeah.
It will be by catcher also be creative jobs. Busane say jobs are here now be creative. Is it jobs will be a factory? Or is it jobs a natural in economic sense? It is moved through the economic phenomenons. In the 1940s, I call World War II by America Mampenny Truman Trans and say you call a coin by soldier for in befi. Omu bedra dia no mobeye. Factories are no near the ya kundia momo de ko ntokwa. Say factories in India near the bay and we'll put about 5 economists together. Say Mr. Momo amenamenyene. How do we turn these factories around? How do we give them jobs? Economists ne kwatna say omo ba back. No say Mr. President, the solution lies in the credit system. No, so what do you mean? I know say okay. Say bra kwame tiwe okoye adwuma na e ma 1,000 cedis a month. The purchasing power na 1,000 cedis. The obetimi atwa 1,000 cedis. Bada na ye ma bra kwame tumi foforo. Anu de enye sika ye de ma no. Be ya ahoden a ye de ma no obetimi de atoniema. Na watua no kakra. Enti yenhwe bra kwame sika sam ho ahonidie. Say ye hwe de sika sam ho ahonidie a yenka nkyere bra kwame se bra kwame 1,000 na woje bosome no ye de 5,000 be sa kan ho. Fakodi dwa na ma wa bra bomu nyemre ema. To TV sifi, to fridge sifi, to dining room set, to car baako. Ni tua no kakra. The first no nanka bra kwame ekuta 1,000 cedis no betimi de ato ade a. Say be a bra kwame kuta 50,000 cedis.
Yeah.
Say 50,000 cedis no koto furniture na furniture company na be produce. Okoto TV anya TV company na be produce. That is what built the modern America we know.
Okay.
The modern America relies on the American spending. In 2008, the American economy tanked. Unim de George Bush Mimi Wohan was sending me $600. George Bush said that sendi sika koma America for. Do you know why? He wanted to stimulate economic activity. It was sendi sika, a friend is stimulus.
Yeah.
Monye munko say no. Munfa koto niema. Because sa sika no $1 trillion sa 1 trillion ni nyina be kwa koto niema. Sa 1 trillion niema na ye koto no, we have to produce it.
Yeah.
If we are producing it, then we have to build the companies. We have to build the factory. You stimulate demand. And na Yera Mahmoud Bawumia say, what we have to do. So, you see, building economy is not about factories, kekeo. No. You must first and foremost stimulate demand. Because factory, they obey to. But if the demand is not there, the factory will become obsolete.
Yeah.
It is obi ka say, me bebie anwa shop, me bebie we moko shop. No. Ask yourself, who be anwa shop, no be moko shop na why ne benya sika koto? How have you stimulated demand for that product to be purchased? Ghana for ye musa ansamu. Ghana for ye musa questions. Economies are built on the stimulation of demand. So it's not about just building a factory. It's about stimulating demand. Once you stimulate demand, creativity. Because once there is a demand for something, people must create to solve that problem.
Yeah.
And that creativity is what creates industries, what creates jobs. In fact, modern economies, most of the advanced countries, let me give you an example. Poland.
Yeah.
Poland here or Maya or Europe. As of 1992, no money for Hundie. As of 1992, Poland was still Russia was still controlling Poland. But from 1992 to 2026, Poland has become one of the most advanced economies in the world. They largely relied on their mineral. But guess what? Poland, who say the industries have become saturated. Meaning, say, ye be a factory, no, reaching a limit. It's here finding new solution. So they moved into the service economy. So they started deliberately training their young people in IT and coding and computer technology. And then most computer companies are Poland. And now the bedrock of the economy. So the point I am making is the Ghanaian youth must not necessarily even work in a factory. No. You must create a modern economy so that the Ghanaian youth can sit here and work abroad and make millions of dollars. That's the modern way of creating jobs and expanding economy. When you go to Gwandu, their economy in the 1980s was $5 billion. And now I know, 40 years later, $130 billion. Largely through the digital route. Until now, Obin Kofa 1 gallon and fa namu.
Okay.
Obin fa 1 gallon.
So this is what Bawumia represents.
This is the vision Bawumia has. And nothing no can say by hook or crook na do down Akufo-Addo. When this adihuna person will turn Ghana around, it cannot materialize unless you build a digital platform, which is the national identification system. You cannot do anything. You cannot build a modern society unless you have a digital identification system. Mimi Kodru America, the year 2002, 24 years ago. The day I landed in America, August 7th, 2002, I was 14 years old. Me drew fear of Massachusetts. I did chinya ne me call Social Security Office. Na me kuta me I-94. Documents no mo demand me from Ghana. Na me drew immigration. Omo accept it. Omo allow me entry. No. Me de call Social Security Office. And omo process it and omo generate Social Security number. Until I die, me wua ya dem be form. Number ni be di me chia. Me tia me aka number ni nyina achiro 0186 say me kan nyina achiro. Since 14 years at Damitrim, me could be a bank account, na me here, me could me driving license, na me here, me could me state ID, na me here, yademiko school, na me here, yademiko be a bank account, na me here. Every aspect of my life since I entered the United States of America, that card the dimechia besi ne.
The number.
That is how modern societies are built.
I told you, Opokware was light years ahead of Ghana.
Opokware, you are light years ahead. Societies are built on numbers.
Yeah.
And to me, number na dimechia besi no. Until die, de me be shefom. And umpono ya de shefom wa. Number ni be do achieve for another 40 years.
Yeah.
And sana, to me, the number belonged to somebody called Alex Young.
Yeah.
But that person died 40 years before that number was given to me.
I see.
And because or be obewo estate.
Yeah.
Be obewo trust.
Yeah.
Abani be sane mani after 40 years, no, then they can reissue
the number to somebody. So it means that Bawumia is not thinking about immediate kind of progress.
Now the black woman will share radio as no. Now your immediate progress in team.
Yeah. Long-term projection.
That is what nations are built on.
Okay.
Ghana for mama careful. Say yes, the economy today is important. No two ways about it. But whereas the economy today is important, what's even more important is the economy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because who bra kwame me buy me come as me say me sha me ya abofra me nyini wo buo krom na me ti wudin enne se fa se utimi tworo book ya na uji obia story bright can come enne woni ni nua asomasi abaye Mr. Ma shipman ma se udin ka
ship dealer
hey u free say u kubusa bright ne ship dealer they wouldn't tell you, say they drew inspiration from you. They drew inspiration from some timer.
Yeah.
They drew inspiration from Nana Hayford. They drew inspiration from all these people.
Yeah.
If they didn't derive inspiration from these people, they wouldn't have become who they are now. Yeah. And then Shipman, you receive it so mampenyi.
Yeah.
And all he does is comedy.
Yeah.
Using radio.
Yeah.
To entertain people. Because obi edi abane yeden ehye Ghana for mumma kendini odi ababe shefom. Mumma kendini odi ababe shefom.
And that candidate no
Yewura Mahmood Bawumia ono so waso.
All right.
Brakwa me de manu sikra. Ano asamba ko mo kan say 1992 no ni ho.
No ni no.
Oh no nye party ni.
Ha.
Da bi o. Omo pe president ni nyina no. Omo mu sen na 1957 no mo. Na wo 1957 na wo ni ho se yemfa Ghana ma. Tieni ye wo si obi ni ho 1992 ntimi yemfa MPP ma no. Na wo 1957 ya te Ghana na wo ni ho de yemfa Ghana ma.
What kind of parity of reasoning is this?
It doesn't make sense. And now you go constitution if from only masama H prempe mo kan. H prempe mo say o man panyin no kura yemfa ma obi a wadi 30 years. Well, wadi 30 years you qualify to be a president. Have you heard that part of it? To reduce the year from 40 to 30 years. So 30 years you actually Ghana no.
Awesome. All right, Kofi. Ebedas.
Brakwa me das. Na wan fa zongo vote ama. Na wan ansam ne de doso.
I mean pesa be
konkonsa ne de doso.
Ansam okay. Me delusion.
Brakwa me das.
I mean this is rich. I mean say utifina utia utim say the conversation is rich.
Me asantini o so me refi. Me santini this year. Enti obi a wo tie me bia mu nua keto a mu tie me Kofi Tonto me ya wo me sepe bokrom. Budo fie nchen ho a. Me ma me free kokofu, me papa free abrade mamponten abrade here. Santini people. Enti mu die ni eye yi a mo banie. Aja me so me kasama Yewura Mahmood Bawumia. Eye yi a me de ba fie.
Ampa.
That's it.
Radio Pure 95.7. Sergey, abasa no ni ache.
Oh na, let's just say
Kofi Kasosia no ni ache.
Enye Kofi Kasa no but then say obi aba ha no be good presentation.
Yeah.
Me happy because utifina utia. You get the vibe.
That is what we represent. You see, conversation should not be insultive. Say udiatem katetem no.
Sure.
In common yedi na ye church nsemu
na common yede
wo assembly kafa obi ho. You should be able to speak about nipano. The conversation should be on that.
Exactly.
The conversation should not be unless there be a key room or be speculation be about that you want the person to clarify. Or Matisse say now what is the clarification? Apart from that, there all interviews or my interviews are conversation. Nya dia, ade amenti ase na me bisam. Nya motre na chichiri mu. Na obi aso.